A concerning situation arises when a child reports that Master Xilonen has not returned from gathering volcanic crystals. Despite informing the guards, they lack resources for an immediate rescue operation due to the dangerous nature of the area filled with monsters and bandits. A rescue mission leads to Xilonen, a gem artisan, being saved from bandits. Xilonen had discovered an exceptional deposit of volcanic crystals near the Shadow Pin, but encountered difficulties when monsters were attracted to the crystals, forcing a retreat that led to an encounter with bandits. The story reveals the purpose of Xilonen's crystal gathering, to obtain a pure volcanic crystal as a birthday present for Nika, daughter of Plasi, a former ancient name artisan. Nika had been severely ill, but was slowly recovering, hoping to follow in her mother's footsteps as an ancient names forger. Upon arriving at Plasi's house, concern grows when no one answers the door. The house appears in disarray with broken boxes and signs of disturbance. A toad lizard, creature companion named Yenu, is also missing, leading to a search up the mountain. The situation resolves when it's discovered that Nika, despite her weak condition, had snuck out to pick flowers for guests. Though found safely, the adventure resulted in a slight fever, requiring her to rest. Her improving health is evident in her playful behavior, though she still needs careful monitoring. A special gift is offered, a blaze gem inscription made from pure ore, incorporating ancient name forging techniques. These inscriptions are notable for their resistance to erosion and ability to preserve words indefinitely, making them perfect for preserving memories across generations. Plans are made to coordinate the completion of the blaze gem inscription with Nika's birthday celebration. The group looks forward to the upcoming festivities and the special moment of presenting the gift to Nika. Preparations are underway for Nika's birthday celebration. Various characters are shown going about their daily activities, with discussions about Pilgrim's Chronicles and gift preparations, all building anticipation for the upcoming celebration. A discussion about gifts takes place, where handmade tools and camping equipment are mentioned. However, the focus shifts to a book called Ticiel the Brave, which was requested as a gift. The book is noted as not being a bestseller, but some old editions are still available in a personal collection. The conversation turns to memory issues and the use of blaze gem inscriptions. These inscriptions, created by a renowned engraver, are often used to record wishes and dreams. They require specific lighting angles to read the engravings, making them both personal and discreet. The durability and significance of blaze gem inscriptions are discussed. While they cannot actually grant wishes, they serve as meaningful personal journals. Their high cost and difficulty to obtain make them valuable possessions that people rarely part with. The conversation shifts to a birthday party and gift-giving discussion. The participants debate whether to ask directly about gift preferences, noting that giving similar gifts might seem unthoughtful. They discuss a child who has been ill and recently recovered enough to write letters. Details about Ticiel the Brave are revealed. The original version tells of twin brothers fighting a demon lord, with a tragic ending where one brother kills the other before sacrificing himself. The story gained popularity and contains memorable lines about remembrance and sacrifice. A revised version of Ticiel the Brave is discussed, featuring a happy ending where both brothers survive. However, this version was poorly received and barely sold. The original version became rare, while the new version was heavily discounted to clear inventory. The scene transitions to a visit where guests are welcomed and offered chocol, a traditional drink. The host appears to be experiencing health issues, showing signs of exhaustion from caring for someone who has been ill. Past connections are revealed through reminiscence about childhood memories, including time spent in a workshop and the layout of an old house. The conversation reflects on personal growth and changes in relationships over time. The scene concludes with emotional revelations about responsibilities, guilt over not being more present during illness, and the challenges of balancing duties with personal relationships. There is discussion about giving up work and the impact on community responsibilities. A conversation begins on a somber note about someone named Nka who has been recovering lately. There is discussion about taking turns working and having vacations, with lighthearted banter about drinking showed and relaxation once things improve. The story reveals that Nka's illness originated from an incident in the Abyss. During a tribal discussion about forging ancient names, a horde of monsters attacked. After repelling the monsters and returning home, Nka was discovered missing, leading to a desperate multi-day search. Nka was eventually found at the bottom of a cliff, holding a dried ember flower with signs of abyssal corruption around her wounds. This tragedy occurred after a request to forge an ancient name, which required finding an ember core flower as material. The narrative explains how moving the workshop to the tribe outskirts and leaving Nka alone led to this tragedy. There are signs of improvement now, as Nka has regained strength to write letters and receive gifts from visitors. Plans are made for an elaborate dinner, including shrimp bisque, grilled fish, and various other dishes. Despite concerns about overexertion, the host insists on preparing multiple courses for the guests. The conversation shifts to dinner preparations and checking for ingredient deliveries. There is a brief discussion about healthy eating habits and the importance of not napping before meals. An unexpected encounter occurs with a delivery person being pursued by monsters. The situation quickly escalates into combat as the group moves to help handle the monster threat. After defeating the monsters, there is discussion about unusual monster behavior in the typically safe area. Strange memory issues begin to surface among people in the community, particularly regarding memories of Nka. A devastating revelation emerges about Nka's condition. The Abyss has permanently affected her soul, causing irreversible memory loss. Unlike normal forgetting, this is compared to a woven scroll being cut and burned, making past memories irretrievable. The truth about Blaze Gem inscriptions is revealed. They contain complex, ancient name-like engravings that can be activated. These inscriptions are part of a larger plan involving memory manipulation. The full scope of the plan becomes clear, using Blaze Gem inscriptions to create a memory bank, collecting memories of Nka from others in the tribe to reconstruct her past. This ambitious project aims to restore Nka's lost memories through careful memory extraction and ancient name forging. The challenge of storing memories has been resolved, but connecting to the central inscription remains problematic. The ancient name modification approach was considered, but deemed unhelpful. The stakes are significant. Without intervention, Nka risks losing all memories and identity, left to wander aimlessly without knowledge of her origins or purpose. A decision was made to take and completely disassemble the central inscription to understand its components and uses. Additionally, inscriptions were completed as gifts for other parties. An interruption occurred when Nka awoke and needed attention. The workshop was described as extremely cluttered with books, files, and ancient texts from Masters of the Night Wind. A previous incident was recalled where someone had an unfortunate accident due to the overwhelming amount of materials stored there, leading to a policy of visitors waiting outside. Ancient names were explained as a form of spiritual power passed down through generations. They represent blessings given at birth that accompany individuals throughout their lives, providing confidence and guidance like a lamp in darkness. While powerful, they do not grant physical abilities like supernatural strength. Names were described as fundamentally valuable for organizing and categorizing the world. Their importance in standardizing workflow was emphasized, particularly in technical processes like ore selection. The creation of ancient names requires careful observation and understanding. The practical demonstration began, showing precise adjustments to inscriptions and maintaining careful attention to error margins. The process involved complex movements across the cliff face, utilizing fistan adhesive for mobility. The activation revealed floating diagrams indicating the inscription's power. The examination of the central inscription concluded with no anomalies found in the Flist engraving. All adjustments aligned with ancient name engraving techniques, though the outcome appeared to have both positive and negative implications that remained to be fully explained. A discussion begins regarding the absorption of memories, acknowledging the complexity and difficulty in controlling memory absorption technically. The conversation reveals that inscription technology has capabilities beyond simple memory absorption of a single person, though this level of work presents significant challenges. The conversation delves into the technical aspects of ancient names and YAB functionality. Ancient names work with YAB as relays to read information from ley lines. Without proper tools or YAB assistance, attempting to find specific memories is extremely dangerous, potentially causing severe cognitive damage. A plan is discussed where someone would serve as a YAB to help filter and extract correct memories. While this could work ideally if executed properly, there are concerns about the physical toll this process would take on a non-YAB body attempting to perform these functions. Terms are established for working with the Blaze Gem inscriptions. The agreement includes complete control over inscriptions, oversight of their uses, and strict limitations on memory absorption scope. The functionality will be restricted to only outputting memories after the memory bank is constructed. The scene shifts to a discussion about a book and a sick individual who has been reading despite having a fever. There is confusion about different versions of the book, with one being recently purchased and another being a planned gift. A group prepares for an outing to the tribe, with careful attention to bringing necessary supplies and ensuring proper care during the excursion. The atmosphere is protective, yet encouraging of independence. The group arrives at the tribe, where discussions occur about jewelry making and inscriptions. Plans are made to create a special piece of jewelry shaped like an ember core flower as a future birthday gift. The narrative includes references to a story about sacrifice and determination, with characters discussing different versions of a book and their varying endings. This leads to an interesting interaction about reading habits and bedtime stories. The scene concludes at a shop where generous offers are made for gifts, showing the strong connections and relationships within the community. Despite the generosity offered, there is a display of humility and acknowledgement of past kindnesses. The scene begins at a shop known for quality drills and clamps. A discussion about child-friendly safety scissors leads to one character being led to the back of the store to help make a selection, despite some hesitation from the other party. The conversation shifts to a discussion about Ticiel the Brave, a story where the main character fights to rescue his family. Different versions of the story are mentioned, with one having a tragic ending and another with a happier conclusion where the family reunites. The group decides to act out the story, with different characters taking on roles including Rema, Ticiel, and the villain Quat Lek. They discuss how the different versions of the story end, though the majority of the plot remains the same in both versions. The group visits Xilonen, who has repaired a Blaz Jum inscription, and discusses using volcanic crystals. There are hints of some secret activities involving aura reserves, with concerns about covering up decreasing supplies and frequent travels. The scene transitions to examining jewelry, but time constraints force them to prepare for an upcoming birthday celebration. Tensions rise as questions about memory and truth begin to surface. A crucial revelation occurs regarding different versions of the Ticiel the Brave book. Questions arise about how someone could remember the original ending if they had supposedly lost their memories, suggesting something is amiss with the current situation. The situation escalates as hidden inscriptions are discovered, leading to a confrontation in a secret workshop. The truth about identities begins to unravel, revealing deceptions about family relationships and memories. A tense confrontation reveals that a child has been raised as a replacement for another named Nika. The Guardian admits to attempting to use memories and ancient names to bring back the real Nika from the Night Kingdom. The story continues with a meeting between two characters, one revealed to be the real Nika and another named Napa. This moment marks the truth finally coming to light about their identities and relationship. The scene opens with someone desperately trying to convince themselves that they saw and interacted with a person named Inka, insisting that some gray shadows were just a mistake and that they need to restart a ritual to make things right. It is revealed that the ritual using Blaz gem inscriptions did not summon the real Nika, but rather collected memories and emotions from people who knew her. These memories included the painful experiences of watching a child in declining health. The gray figures seen were projections of painful past memories, drowning out what the real Nika would have wanted to say. The ritual captured the sorrow and pain of those who witnessed her illness, rather than her true essence. The truth about an ancient name Unu is revealed, representing immovable love between parent and child. However, this name and its meaning were ignored in favor of desperate attempts to recover what was lost. The situation resolves as the harmful ritual is stopped. A character named Napa, who had been caught in the middle of this situation, is rescued and begins to recover from the ordeal. Details emerge about how an individual had attempted to transform an adopted child into Nika. The plan was ultimately thwarted through the bravery and persistence of those involved in stopping it. The ritual involved inscriptions that not only collected information about Nika's past, but also erased people's existing memories of her, similar to painting over old artwork to create something new. Napa struggles with identity issues, expressing uncertainty about who she is beyond the imposed memories of Nika. She fears losing her own past and not knowing how to move forward. Support and guidance are offered to Napa, emphasizing that her name is her true blessing and starting point. She is encouraged to embrace her own identity and future rather than living as someone else. The aftermath involves closing a workshop, destroying remaining Blaz gem inscriptions, and addressing the consequences of the incident. The tribe must now deal with the complex situation of using ancient names for harmful purposes. The resolution includes the possibility of restoring memories to their original owners once the Blaz gem inscriptions stop working. Plans are made to help Napa build a new future through learning crafting skills and recovering her true identity.